Can I ask you, just from a playing point of view, what it's like to be back actually playing? You know, given the fact you've had so many months in the recent while dreaming about playing, wondering if you were ever going to play again, and now all of a sudden you're getting the chance to do what you do best.
Yeah, it's great to be back, absolutely. I think everyone was buzzing for it going into Munster 2 weeks ago. It's strange, straight back into the thick of things and into pro against Munster. Usually you have sort of a few pre-season friendlies and then into the league games, but straight into an into pro is a little bit different. But that sort of added to the excitement. It was obviously a long break, so everyone was raring to go at that stage.
And in terms of the way the game has been refereed at the moment, the new interpretations and everything like that, you've seen the videos, you've had sort of instruction from referees, but you still have to kind of almost learn on the job, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah, we're talking about it a lot in training, and kind of both teams are being encouraged to go after the ball if our bullets aren't accurate, just so the message is kind of driven home. Obviously now the poacher doesn't have to survive the clear out, so poachers are being rewarded quicker and more frequently. So that was a big sort of take home from the new interpretations.
And just a final question for me. I mean, it's Munster again this weekend, but you have to start with a kind of almost a blank canvas, a blank sheet of paper, and park what's happened in the past, because, I mean, this is a semi-final, it's knockout rugby.
Yeah, a little bit of that. Yeah, I think there's a lot of room for improvement from our last performance against them. They probably felt they were unlucky not to draw it, with the opportunity for the kick towards the end. But I think, yeah, there's lots of room for improvement for us, and we're excited to hopefully show some of that on Friday in the knockout rugby, obviously, as well.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Caelan, Michael Glennon here. How's it going?
All right.
Good. Just tell me, how has Dan Leavy been around training over the last couple of weeks as he's nearing a return? What's he been like physically and mentally, and what's his humour like?
Yeah, good. I think he's delighted to be back, and it's great to have him. Yeah, another bit of competition in the back row, but he brings a good buzz to training, and he's pretty vocal in meetings and on the pitch. So he's a good sort of personality to have around, and he brings a lot of energy.
Did any of the red cards that Connacht got at the weekend, have they come up in conversation as in very good examples of stuff to avoid, or is that part of an ongoing conversation?
It's sort of part of an ongoing one, yeah. I think we had around 17 penalties against Munster the last day. That was reduced against Ulster. So we've talked quite a lot about discipline and not giving other teams entry and position into the game through our ill discipline. So that's going to be another big focus come Friday.
Even in regards to the technique of some of the stuff we saw, is it that specific? What Stuart and Leo talked to you about that you can clearly see good reasons for a red card for these things, and then to be extra cautious of that? Yeah,
I think it's just emphasising how important it is to get our tackle entry right. Ideally around the knees and hips, and keep it low and not give any chance of sliding up towards the chest or neck or head.
Yeah, Caelan, Don Swift here. Stuart was saying that you've been training at match level, obviously without a crowd. Does that help when you were playing without a crowd as well?
Yeah, we've been out in the RDS quite a few times. Training is always pretty intense. It's good, I suppose, getting used to being in a big, empty, open space. The Aviva is obviously quite a bit bigger still, and playing against opposition is a little bit different too, but I think it's pretty good preparation. I think some lads were taken aback a little bit, even though we had talked about it and trained in the RDS, just by how different it was not having a crowd there. But I think over the next couple of games, and even come Friday, we'll be more used to that.
Yeah, and just for you, how different is it?
It is pretty different, yeah. I think obviously a crowd gives you quite a lift. There's a good buzz. The atmosphere is electric. But I think the emphasis goes on to the team ourselves and trying to create that buzz and that energy ourselves, and celebrating the small wins, and making quite a bit of noise ourselves to drive us on and keep us going.
Thanks, Caelan.
Cheers.
Hi, Caelan. Cheers here. Looking at the back row battle this weekend, it's going to be tough again. You're coming up against Stander and O'Mahony, and then you've also got the fact that you've got Leavy coming back in, Conan coming back in. Like, does it put you under pressure, or does it excite you? Just the competition at the moment.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. I think you play rugby to challenge yourself, and you want to be coming up against quality players and playing with quality players as well. So it's definitely going to be exciting, and with the breakdown being so important at the minute, it's going to be extra important for the back rows.
Cheers. Thanks, Caelan.
Cheers.
Caelan, how's it going? Pat McCarry here. I was just, good, thanks. Just wondering who's drawn the short straw in training and repping the Munster lads, the likes of Byrne and O'Mahony. Who's repping them in training and getting smashed out of breakdowns?
It changes around quite a bit. We get the old body shields on. But yeah, there's no two people, no two in particular people. It changes around quite a bit.
I was looking at yourself, like last season, a real proper breakthrough season for you last year as well, but missed the kind of the business end of the season as well. So for yourself, there's lots of talk of the life of like a Jack Conan and Dan Leavy coming back, but how determined are you to kind of feature in these big games near the end of the season?
Yeah, absolutely. I got a taste for it last season or before lockdown and all, and I think it's special being involved in those big games, and that is why we play the game. So getting that taste for it kind of drove me on and motivated me through the lockdown. And yeah, I definitely want to try and keep my place and keep performing as well as I can.
Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
Caelan, Jerry Corey here. The fact that you're talking there about the atmosphere in the Aviva Stadium and the fact that you have a home semi-final against Munster, maybe it doesn't feel like a totally home semi-final because home semi-finals are supposed to, with the crowd there towards you on. Do you find that's going to be an issue maybe?
I think we've still got some of the other advantages of having home advantage, the lack of travel, being able to sleep in our own beds, things like that. So even without the crowd, there are still other benefits. Obviously, not having a home crowd is going to be big, and it's special having them there, and they drive us on for sure. But as I said, creating our own energy, celebrating small wins, things like that are going to be extra important.